When we talk about drinks, we could be talking about Coca-Cola, orange juice, milk, but we could also be talking about red wine, beer, vodka, whiskey. So what if someone says, would you like to go grab a drink with me? Do they definitely mean alcohol, or do they maybe mean, let's go get some milk? It's a valid question, I think, right? I think it's a reasonable question. Let's talk first about this general activity here, getting drinks. If someone says getting drinks, do they mean any kind of drink, or are we talking about hard drinks, alcohol? What are we talking about? In fact, it is about alcohol. So if we say we're going to get some drinks later, we're going to go out and grab a few drinks. I went out for a drink. In the English language, that means you're talking about alcohol, but any type of alcohol. To be clear, alcohol is the broad category, which may include many different things. Liquor, like whiskey, vodka, gin, tequila, and beer, hard cider. There's cider and then there's hard cider. It might include different types of wine, right? Liqueur, so of course, but all of those have alcohol in them, which means if you drink a lot of it, you could get drunk. That's what we're talking about here. Now we'll look at a phrase that we can use when we want to be kind of general and talk about general drinks, beverages, right? But if you hear something like, want to grab a drink later, this might be someone asking someone out on a date, maybe. Hey, would you like to grab a drink later? It doesn't have to be a date situation. It could just be two friends. You want to go grab a drink later. But this is going to imply alcohol in English, okay? Care to get a drink? Same thing. Alcohol is implied. This is more about the activity of perhaps going out to a bar or a club or a restaurant where at least you could get some red wine. And I don't know why it turned out that way. That's just it's kind of the way it is, right? Would you ever say, would you like to go get some alcohol? No, that's weird. It implies that, but we don't like to say get alcohol. Can we replace drinks with, for example, beverages? What about a beverage? Well, that's more of a broad category. Beverage is just something that you sip and put into your mouth and swallow, right? That's a beverage. So that could include soft drinks. That could include water or non-alcoholic things. In fact, we often say non-alcoholic beverages. Do you have any non-alcoholic beverages? I'm not really in the mood to drink. What if I say that? I'm not in the mood to drink today. I'm just not really feeling in the mood to drink. That doesn't mean I don't want to drink anything. Again, that is about alcohol. I think I'll have a water. What? Just water? Yeah, I'm not really in the mood to drink. Okay, all right, fine. I have a headache. I'm not really up to drinking. You can say in the mood. We can say up to it, right? I'm not really feeling it. Not really feeling it. Kind of have a headache. I do kind of have a headache, to be honest with you. Although it doesn't have anything to do with drinking. Now, this is very date-y feeling. Can I buy you a drink? That's sort of a thing that happens in movies where usually a man will say to a lady, they're both sitting at the bar and the guy looks over and says, can I buy you a drink? It's sort of it has usually a romantic connotation. So here, there's a sort of romantic, often, not always, I suppose, but usually if this offer is happening, there's something romantic going on. But if you say, can I get you something to drink? That would be a general phrase that a waiter would say at a table. You sit down in a restaurant, the waiter comes up and says, can I get you anything to drink? There, suddenly, it's no longer about only alcohol. You could, in that situation, and this is, by the way, the common question that the waiter will ask, can I get anybody something to drink? Can I get you something to drink? Can I get you started with something to drink? Because it's the first thing. You might say, can I have a Diet Coke with no ice? Or, yeah, I'll just have water. Just water, please. That's fine. Could I look at the wine menu? I think I'm going to have this Sauvignon Blanc. I would like that. That looks good. The Riesling looks nice. Could I get that, please? Could I get Jack Daniels on the rocks? Could I get, let me see your cocktails. So you could start the conversation about any type of beverage then, if that's the question. So to be clear, this one person asking another person, often romantically. And this one feels like a general question that a person in the service of being a waiter asking you questions would say, to which the answer does not need to be alcohol. It would be very weird if someone said, can I buy you a drink? And the other person said, yeah, I'll have an orange juice. That would be a strange thing to say in that situation. But you can't, the only way to learn this is to see it in context. Now, I did mention that we would look briefly at some phrases for other types of drinks. Like, for example, if I say, you want to grab a drink later, care to get a drink, that's going to be about alcohol, right? Going to a bar or something. What if I don't want to say that? Well, then often we'll be a little more specific with what we're talking about. Shall we grab a coffee? Shall we grab a coffee? That means we're going to go to a coffee shop and sit down, order coffee, and maybe have a conversation. You could say, I'm thirsty. And usually thirstiness is going to be not about alcohol, right? I'm really thirsty. I need a Gatorade. I'm really thirsty. I want to get a bottle of water. Can we stop at this 7-Eleven right here, please? I need to stop and get a Gatorade because I'm thirsty. I'm really thirsty. I need to grab a bottle of water. Okay, so to express your feeling, if you say you're thirsty, usually, unless you're an alcoholic, you won't describe thirst in relation to alcohol, right? Unless that's all you drink, that's how you quench your thirst. I'm thirsty. Can you make me a gin and tonic? That's strange. Okay, so hopefully that clears up this sort of thing. I know it can be confusing because this whole drink alcohol thing, but I hope that clears it up. Generally speaking, the key is to learn in context. When you're watching movies, pay attention to how these things are talked about, and you'll get a sense for it. You'll get an instinct for it. And once you do, it's pretty simple.